Oh, weird. So I'm playing on a brand new day, and like I always do, I always warp back to Haven the moment I am leaving the game, because it's just I always know where I am in that case. Came back to town, came back to the westward approach. Freaking Vivian still carrying a Veilfire torch. That's weird. So I said I was going to do the story mission next, but then I realized, of course, that I managed to leave the area without doing the cave for the Astrariums. That was silly of me. Go collect all the Astrariums and don't freaking explore the cave. And so, especially since I just named the previous episode Astrariums in the Approach, I better follow up as soon as I can. What's this over here? Nothing? Okay. So we'll see what kind of earnings I make along here. It's like I can light this thing, but I also already have, there we go. Already kind of have a torch anyway. So what am I gonna find down here? Usually some cool loot, sometimes a fight also. They're kind of weird places to have fights though, because they're kind of buried underground. So Blight Overlook. Oh, it could be a darkspawn source. So then it would kind of make sense to be a danger zone. Lazurite. So yeah, we are doing the. Don't worry, we're starting the story quest today. Definitely doing that. That's what I'm set out to do. I just wanted to take care of this real quick. I was gonna take care of it at the end of the previous episode, but the reason I stopped at that moment was specifically because I had to get the hell out of the house, because I was supposed to go over to Andrew's and record. Here's a rune. Record Diablo 3 with some friends for Sad Games. So, since you're all RPG people watching this, if you want to see me play Diablo, Soul slightly approves. Measure the veil operation of. Measure veil strength operations available. That's an interesting thing for Solus then. Masterwork Enchanter Mail, 128 armor rating, 9 cold resistance, 9 magic, or 3 magic, 8 magic defense, 6 willpower, 5% extra focus for every enemy within 8 meters, and it's fully upgraded, so you can actually rip some of those upgrades out of it potentially. Mage only level 9. That might not actually be particularly good, but hey, finish the Astrariums on the Approach. There we go. If you guys aren't already subscribed to Sad Games, you might want to head over there if you want to see me play Diablo 3. I figure that might be of interest to some of you, because you are RPG people probably if you're watching this. Okay, so Vivian's my logical choice because it says extra focus for nearby enemies. I get extra enemy. Well, if anyone's near enemies, it's going to be Vivian out of the mages, right? So do I want? I'll lose 13 armor and 14% spirit resistance, but I'll gain cold resistance, magic defense, just a general magic defense. Sounds like a good thing. So magic and willpower, that's good, and faster, faster focus generation, some increased stats. That seems like a better trade-off than spirit resist. Granted, my current coat doesn't even have upgrade things in it right now. Did I even look different? Oh yeah, I do look different. Look at that. I think I actually looked better before. This is kind of a sleek costume, where this is a little silly with the ridiculous World of Warcraft shoulder blades, but I'll take it. Actually, yeah. In person, she does actually look kind of dramatic. It's kind of cool. Mosaic piece. Only 9 out of 12. One of these days I'll finish one of them, and then I'll be proud of myself. Anyway, I think that's all we're gonna do here. So I think I'm gonna take a quick trip to the operations table, and then we're gonna get straight to that next story mission as intended. In fact, that involves going to the operations table itself too. Just when I think we're done, they keep pulling me back in. So we have a new quest somewhere about measuring the veil strength. Is that down here? Measure veil strength available. All right, I'll take a look at that in a second on Solus's behalf. But first, let's look into things that I've already sent people out to do. So, truth or dare? See and be seen. I am having trouble speaking today, especially more than normal. My dear Josephine, I passed along the news of de Maurier's visit to a few influential parties, and implied that he was, perhaps, trying to butter both sides of his bread. I would describe the outrage this idea provoked, but that would make his letter indecent, and your spy mistress would make this letter indecent, and your spy mistress would abscond it. You play as beautifully as ever, my dear. I can hardly wait to see what de Maurier's next move is. Give my love to your parents. Yours, Vicomtesse Elodie de Moreau. Sorry, I think sometimes I have trouble reading when I've been recording for an especially long time, and I am several hours in right now because I did multiple games back to back. Inspire. Ha! A fine plan. Might I suggest that the apples be part of the hunt? A boar choked on apples has sweeter flesh, or so I hear. Chancer. So that was just, we were just throwing a party for a hunt, basically. Yeah, why not? Things worked out great. Oh, right, that was part of, specifically, that was us, because I became a champion. Chancer is the guy who made me a champion, and so that was a specific quest tied to dealing with him. A lead for the crows. So we tried to have an assassination attempt, and I believe... I'm actually trying to remember, did we succeed or fail at killing? But either way, we're definitely having more ongoing crow encounters. My agents are following a number of leads the crows provided. The Venatori will have a hard time maintaining a foothold in Antiva. Glass Fox to sell, and 60 influence. Not bad. Are we done with the crows now, or are they going to come back? I don't see them showing up again, necessarily. Anything on the other side? Ooh, what are these? Oh, that's on the Yet quest. Oh, wow. Truth or Dare moved all the way over here now. Okay. That's the, and over, where is it? Over here is the next quest mission. What Pride had wrought. We'll get into that in a minute. We have so many things to look into. It's just so much stuff to look at. I'm going to focus on it seems to make sense to me to focus on the Solus mission first, just because it's attached to one of my characters. So, measure Veil Strength. Inquisitor, you have activated a number of relevant artifacts used to detect magical energies of the Veil. Individually, such readings have been helpful. If we could coordinate measurements of all the artifacts simultaneously, however, I believe we may be able to uncover rifts that may not even have opened yet. I have drafted a proposal for how we might use Inquisition mages across Orlais and Ferelden to activate these rifts artifacts in coordinated fashion if you think that might be useful. Solus. Yeah, it definitely sounds useful, Solus. You have good ideas, but I'm a little confused here. I assume that all the rifts we've been finding all this time were just already open. I thought that the moment we finished closing the breach, that from that moment on, no more rifts were going to open, but we just have to deal with the fallout of the fact that they were already there. I thought the breach was the source, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it was the primary source and the driving force behind all the bad forces that we're dealing with, but maybe the existence of any rifts slowly increases the number of rifts just by fact of existing until we finally eradicate all of them. Kind of like Red Lyrium. Maybe that's how it works. Or maybe this was intended to get before I closed the breach, but that does not seem realistic because I closed the breach a very long time ago, and I've been relatively thorough about getting the relics, so I assume this is supposed to be a Skyhold like late game mission. So, Josephine, if the Inquisition forces are stretched thin, nobles in the area will happily ensure the safety of our mages. Cullen, I can deploy soldiers with the mages to ensure their safety. So basically, do we want to just do it as our own force and protect ourselves, or do you want to do it with Josephine and use connections to make things better for ourselves? I think that's I'm going to go with Josephine. I think as a general rule, it makes sense that we're always we're here to help people, and they need to recognize that and assist us, and we need to use our influence from time to time, because we can't. If we keep expecting ourselves to be able to handle everything on our own, we're soon, those who fight alone fall alone and stuff like that, I guess.
Inquisitor.
We'll give it a shot. Alright. So what can I do with Colin and Liliana? Strike a bargain with the merchant princess? Oh, that was exclusive to Josephine, so not that. What else do we have as choices? Truth or Dare, the endgame. That could be, that sounds like it could be a Liliana mission. Or it's specifically for it is specifically for Josephine, isn't it? I think I'm gonna come back to that one later. That's probably what I want him to have around. I want her to have her around. House Amdalaris. It's so difficult to figure out who sent the archives of Montfort. We'll try it out. The Chantry Archive can let Josephine do it. Okay. A Chantry Archive exists outside the city of Montfort, in the lower chambers of a monastery also known for its fine wine. The latter has put the archives at risk, according to the abbess. I don't think I actually know that word. She recently sent word to the Inquisition that looters have come in search of wine, and they will not listen to her assurances that wine is not actually stored in the lower chambers. Without Templars to guard the monastery, and lacking coin to hire guards, the abbess has asked the Inquisition to move the archives somewhere more secure, and will happily donate whatever might be of use. So, a little bit of you scratch our back, we scratch yours. We help these people their little relatively minor sounding problem, and we potentially get new resources out of it. That sounds good. Josephine says, so we do errands for the Chantry now. I say we take what we need from the Abbey. They will think twice about approaching us for things like this. Jesus Christ. Josephine, you are ruthless. You want us to just go in and just take what we want and then just leave? That's kind of... I would almost expect that from Liliana. Liliana, my agents can determine the most important things to preserve and bring them to a safe house until order is restored. Colin, we have the manpower. I would gladly send soldiers in. Yeah, let's just be helpful. No underhandedness, no targeting specific things. Let's just do the thing. Let's do a show of force doing the thing that they would like us to do to help. Seems reasonable to me. Still looking for a Liliana mission though. Let's see. What sounds like a... The question is, what sounds like a spy mission, I guess. We'll check out House Amdaldaris. Dorian has completed his research using the Liberalum and believes he has found a connection between Corypheus and an ancient magister named Cetheus of House Amladaris. This will be difficult to prove and may be of limited use, but it's worth noting that House Amladaris still exists. Even the accusation that Corypheus and Cetheus are the same person would be worthy of a scandal in Tevinter, one that the current members of that family might be desperate to avoid. Liliana says, send them the information as a gesture of goodwill. Let's see what they do with it. Josephine says, blackmail them. This will unlikely do the same to us. Colin says, even Tevinter every Tevinter house has enemies. Send the information to one of them. Well, Liliana wants to do a show of good force. I mean, goodwill. I mean, see what they do with it. Yeah? Let's rattle the cage a bit and see what the result is. Why not?
Inquisitor.
I don't have strong feelings either way about any of the particular choices I had for that one, so I figure go with the available one just to push things along, and then maybe we'll have something to react to later. Anyway, I believe it's about time for us to do the next story mission. What pride had wrought? The Inquisition is now a force to be reckoned with. Call its allies to rally their soldiers and march with the Inquisitor Adar's army to the Arbor Wilds, where they will face Corypheus' zealots one final time. The Inquisition must stop Corypheus before the Darkspawn Magister finds a long-lost elven artifact in the wilds that allows him to enter the Fade physically and claim its power. Recommended levels 16 to 19. It's funny, they say one final time. I'm pretty sure this is not the end of the game, so I guess we'll see how it goes. I'll be very disappointed if the game just suddenly ends on me, because I have like more stuff I would probably like to do. That's what multiple saves are for, though, right? I'll be sure to start a new save the moment we start doing this, for sure.
With an Illuvion, Corypheus could cross into the Fade in the flesh.
Indeed. The Inquisitor can attest that these artifacts still work if one knows how to use them.
What happens when Corypheus enters the Fade?
Why, he will gain his heart's desire and take the power of a god. Or, and this is more likely, the lunatic will unleash forces that tear the world apart.
I won't allow it. I can't.
Indeed, should Corypheus succeed, do not doubt you would be first to feel his holy wrath.
Pardon me, but does this mean everything's lost unless we get to the Illuvion before him?
Corypheus has a head start, no matter how quickly our army moves.
We should gather our allies before we march.
Can we wait for them? We should send our spies ahead to the Arbor Wilds.
Without support from the soldiers, you'd lose half of them.
Then what should we do?
You overcome it. All three of you together. Josephine, have our allies send scouts to meet us in the wilds. Liliana, your fastest agents will join them. Together, we'll have enough spies to slow down Corypheus' army until Cullen's soldiers arrive.
Such confidence. But the Arbor Wilds are not so kind to visitors. Old elven magic lingers in those woods.
We'd be remiss to not take advantage of your knowledge, Lady Morgan. Please, lend us your expertise.
'Tis why I came here, although it is good to see its value recognized.
Any further instructions, Inquisitor?
The Inquisition began as a handful of soldiers. Thanks to you, We're now a force that will topple a self-proclaimed god. I could ask for no finer counsel, no better guidance.
I speak for all of us when I answer. We could ask for no finer cause.
We'll hound Corypheus in the wilds before he can find the temple or this Illuvion.
And that's the exact same... Yep, that's the exact same prompt. All right, let's just get started then. I'm sure we'll do great. We'll do absolutely fast. Everyone's gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. It's gonna be horrible. Oh my god, what have I done?
Inquisitor,
How goes the battle, Captain?
we're holding, barely. The Red Templars are fighting harder than ever with their master nearby. Our scouts saw Corypheus traveling towards an elven ruin to the north. We can clear you a path through his armies.
So all you have to do is fend off Corypheus's worst zealots until I've returned.
We shall not flinch, your worship, not a one of us. Andraste guide you, Inquisitor.
I wonder, is it Andraste your soldiers invoke during battle, or does a more immediate name come to their lips?
Another way to let people down if I falter. Thank you for the reminder.
'Twas not I who raised an army of faithful to storm this land, Inquisitor. But I digress. If your scouts report accurately, I believe these ruins to be the temple of Mathal.
Which is?
A place of worship out of elven legend. If Corypheus seeks it, then the Illuvion he covets lies within. Let us hope we reach this temple before the entire forest is reduced to ash.
Arbor Wilds. Cruxus. For once, look to the elves for guidance. The Daelish shun the Arbor Wilds. When the people who would start a war over a single crumbling wall ignore a large elven ruin to the south, it bodes disaster. There is beauty and curiosity in the fortress, such as trees that rise tall as towers, but those who travel too deep into them never return. You asked if I could identify the elven architecture from the few existing sketches of the outer ruins. They have curious similarities to stonework found in Arlathan, so I would guess that it is likely an old elven temple dating to 300 years before the Imperium. Anything else is conjecture that I fear will spurn you on in this folly. Letter from a scholar of the Tevinter Imperium to a Magister Cruxus, a mage of high standing who led a doomed expedition into the Arbor Wilds a year afterwards. Resources found here: Elfroot, Arbor Blessing, Felandaris, Stormheart, Silverite. So here we go. We have some big fight going on here. What's the map look like exactly? Just a general map. So I brought along Solus, Sarah, and Vivian. Kind of like a bit of a go-to for a group, really. It's basically I brought my tank main character because I have to all the time. Vivian's a powerful mage. Solus is a debuffer, and Sarah's kind of my token rogue and my favorite of the group because she's she's the primary ranged character I use, and she's has my favorite dialogue and the ability to do all of her crazy potion abilities that I definitely appreciate. So here we're approaching our big final fight. Is this the way I'm supposed to go? Or that's definitely a dead end down there. Codex unlocked. Arbor Blessing. Oh. The Arbor Wilds have their own plant. That's interesting. I wonder if this place is going to be a brand new quest area. The fact that it has its own plant suggests that this area might have to be its own quest area once I finish the main story quest, but I won't know till I finish. Or if I check a wiki, which will probably just list them all anyway. Arbor Blessing. Blessed by the vine in spring, I shall not fear the winter's sting. Arbor Blessing is a useful vine that is notoriously difficult to cultivate, as if it had a mind of its own. The wind often carries its minuscule seeds for great distances from the parent plant. It is hard to say what causes the seeds to sprout once they land. However, it has long been believed that the comfort and abundance follow where Arbor Blessing goes. Perhaps the vine only chooses conditions that promote rich harvests from domesticated flora. Therefore, see Arbor Blessing in spring, and you shall not grow hungry in winter. An excerpt from Botanical Compendium by Ines Garcania, botanist. Look at this completion over here. 15 out of 16 entries on crafting materials. Just one missing thing, which is almost certainly in that one, Ponce de Leon? Whatever the last zone is, I definitely need to explore still. It's probably where we're going to find that. Question is, do I go straight into that zone? Oh, there's a path. Is there a path over there? I think I'm going to stick to the main path for now. What I'm wondering is whether I should go into the new zone after this quest.
Soldiers appear to be on the defensive.
If the soldiers aren't careful with their fires, they'll do Corypheus' work for him.
Come on, let's go plug some assholes.
Do you sense the magic crackling? Something more powerful than the Red Templars stirs.
Oh. Until she started talking, I didn't actually realize Morgan was with me. I should have realized that much sooner, of course, but I never said I was smart. They keep putting things on the ceiling and stuff, and they're actually surprisingly hard to grab in many cases. So assuming that the game doesn't just suddenly end, I'm wondering where I should go next. I'm thinking I might go back to the hinterlands for a little while and try to wrap some stuff up there, because the other place is more or less the final spot, and I do feel a little bad that I kind of moved on from the hinterlands and took a few trips back, but then moved on again, just because that place is massive. But I think since I'm nearing the end of the game, it makes sense to wrap up things that are left over. I'll try to truncate it and be quick about it, because there's certain things are more quest-like, and certain things are just like, go click on the stuff. And if it's anything resembling shards and stuff like that, is stuff that I'll do off-screen like usual. This place is beautiful, by the way. Massive, ridiculous mushrooms everywhere, bright, cool trees. It's very Fern Gully, or reminds me of the Naboo level on Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, which I played on the last stream. Very much to have that general feeling. So we have a level 19 Red Templar. I'm gonna have to pay attention here. These enemies are back to actually being like a threatening level again, which they haven't been for a while. There's a very real risk that I could be in danger if I'm not careful. Right, I'm supposed to bubble the party. Let's wreck some dudes. Launch some stuff at people. Alright, maybe not super threatening yet, but there's a chance that this may eventually become dangerous, because I am once again in the proper level range with my enemies in a way that I haven't been for a while. Because going in the open world through that war zone, everyone was definitely below me. Freezing some dudes. I'll just wail on them a bit. I was wondering if I should try to specifically do. I was wondering if I needed to specifically try to cast a dispel, but everything worked out fine for me. Oh shit! We're still fighting one. Thought it was over. My bad. Fight over. So they're definitely giving me the sense that we're having a war here. So they're gonna have a bunch of. We're probably gonna walk down towards the target, and have a whole bunch of discrete locations where a series of allies and a series of enemies are fighting each other all at once, just to make it feel like a conflict. It's a little awkward that when I fight each group, those allies seem to just kind of be camping out over there instead of coming with me. There's a lot of loot around here. What's that up there? Is that just a resource, or is that like something important? Nope, just more stone heart. The way it was laid over almost horizontally made it look, from that angle, almost like a corpse with loot on it. So I definitely wanted to take a look, but that was not what I was in for. So what am I gonna... Here's our goal. Reach the first blockade. What's gonna happen down here? Just some more Red Templars? Because I can take Red Templars, no biggie. Let's try to get ready with Sarah, because I can do a double long shot as my opening. I should have done that last time too. Although, they were technically already in combat, so that may have messed up the situation. Trying to lock on. Okay, I'll do this Templar, I guess. Smash that triangle button. There we go. I think I succeeded. So, oh, don't need to bubble the group. They already bubbled. Let's just free some fools. Do an AoE weekender down there. Oh, can't reach them? Okay. Just get the guy that's in range then. There we go. There's an archer up here that I need to worry about. There we go. Focus on this target. Just knock him on his ass a few times. Quick self-bubble real quick, because he's definitely going to focus on me for a moment. Freeze that dude. Then launch another fist at him. Does that shatter? It does shatter. Neato. It's super effective. Fuck that guy. My other abilities, Dispel. That's not immediately useful right here. Keep knocking him over. There we go. Very handy. I'm not bubbling enough though, so I am taking a bit of damage. I should be using bubble more consistently. Freeze that dude, and follow it up with a fist for a shatter combo. Success. Yeah, that's a lot of damage going in all at once. Oh shit, there's actually a guy all the way over there on the opposite cliff, isn't there? There's so many enemies. He's down though. This is neat. This is a nice change of pace. We're fighting in a completely different looking zone. And they're actually... It's like an active war zone where you're fighting a whole bunch of dudes at once. We're in a beautiful forest. Oh, I'm alright with this. Warden. Oh shit, is he a Grey Warden? Is that what the implication is here? Are we fighting more mind control Grey Wardens? Because that's genuinely disappointing. Oh, we had a Nightmare combo. I believe Nightmare is a Eldritch Detonator combo. I think it triggers when if you put someone to sleep and then use a specific finisher in that context on them, is what I believe it is. More Arbor Blessing. I'm definitely gonna grab some resources while I can around here, because I don't know if I get to come back or not. That's kind of a big deal. There we go. Oh, there's the Stone Heart. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab everything. I'll see you guys in a little bit when I've done more, because there's just so much stuff around here, and a lot of it's probably not worth looking at. Alright, everything's collected. None of it was actually particularly noteworthy loot, unfortunately, but I'm over it. Alright, so we'll continue. We're going towards the second blockade now, so we'll see what we find. Man, this is a really cool area. I'm gonna be disappointed if I finish this zone and then we just never come back. Like if it doesn't show up as like a quest hub of some kind, because this is a really neat looking zone to just be isolated to a random, not random, but to just a brief quest area. Although the super chaotic visuals of having so many trees around probably lend themselves to being in a linear level where you don't have to figure out where you're going, because you're mostly just running down a path.
Those were Grey Wardens. They must be the last of those enslaved at Adamant.
A most inglorious end. Still, if these puppet wardens show no mercy, neither can we.
That's some darkness. Oh, is this gonna be safe? That's not safe. Gonna have to find a path. So there's our confirmation then. So the ones called Wardens are mind-controlled Grey Wardens, and there's no apparent fix for them. If we're in the middle of a war zone, so we're not exactly in a situation where we're particularly capable of fixing the issue of them not knowing what side to be on. 2 Silverite. Oh yeah. There's so much freaking stone around here. They probably cram it into every square foot of this area, because I wouldn't be surprised if you never have access to these again, considering how much they're giving me the ability to get it now. I'm hoping that my special cutting ability triggers on these Arbor Blessings, because I can get a whole lot of them all at once, or they could trickle in one at a time. And it's completely random. Oh, there's a battle happening down here. I feel bad for hanging out and picking stuff up now, because clearly there was an actual conflict happening too. Oh, Jesus, everyone's bubbled except for our tank. Let's better fix that. Let's do it. I can probably trigger a nice long shot, right? Double? Nope, not double. I can at least wail on this guy for a little while. Not very effective. BMO. Yeah, this is probably... I don't know why I triggered this. This is a little silly. Freeze that dude. Oh, he's already dead. Or is he dead? I don't know, I can't tell from here. Too far away. Anything to pick up around here? No? Oh, shit. We're still fighting. It's surprisingly easy to not notice we're fighting, because you expect to just fight a couple guys and then it's over. So you kind of get in a rhythm of how long fights are supposed to be most of the time. So now that we're fighting more warlike fights where there's a whole bunch of people at once, it's actually surprisingly easy to just not notice, oh, there's another guy over there. Shit, I thought we were done. Because everyone on my screen in the direction I was pointing and died, but there's like another dude off on the left. Surprise. For Haven and the Divine, right, because we lost. Haven was attacked by Corypheus. Because that was how we first established who he was in the first place, is that Haven was completely crushed by him in a surprise attack. It's been so long that it's almost possible to forget about that. But for them, they wouldn't have forgotten because they lost friends and everything like that. For me, it doesn't hit as hard because I was able to save like 90% of the people that you could potentially save. So all the people that died during that attack were pretty much nameless soldiers that I didn't have particular attachments to. I can go that way. I can go that way. Not much reason to pick one or the other so far. So I'm just going to go arbitrarily. More Arbor Blessing. Don't mind if I do. Alright, Storm, you definitely get the rocks in large quantities all at once. I'm okay with that. Just less time spent picking things up. Whoa! 10 Arbor Blessing. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Entire camp of Red Templars.
Well, you know what they say about a Red Templar? He has poor color coordination because he wears red all the time. I don't know, man. I didn't have a follow-up for that. I just started saying things. Oh, yes, that was perfect. The opening sneak attack followed by just all sorts of devastating things. I took that Templar out immediately. That's exactly what I'm usually hoping happens whenever I take control of Sarah at the beginning of a fight. Okay, let's bubble our friends out there. Or I could completely miss. I totally thought I thought I clicked on Vasti. I was clearly wrong. There's definitely moments where I wish that you could just target individual... Oh shit, Sarah went down. She must have gotten surprised because I don't think we're down on... Yeah, we haven't used any potions. She just got caught off guard. Do I have revive? Yeah. I'll just have to wait a little bit on hit points. And I'll be able to get her back up in a second here. There we go. Oh shit, Solus is going down. Oh, surprise stealth attack. Let's do a quick heal attempt. I'm taking some hits here. Gosh dang it, dude. Get off of me. Get out of here. Pesky freaking rogues. Everyone's bubbled, so you're screwed now. Haha. Oh shit, he's still on me. Can I weaken him? At the very least? There we go. Important progress has been made today, and now he's frozen solid, so suck it. And now he's shattered. Doesn't work out so great for you, does it? How many of them are there? Wow. Now this here is a full-scale conflict. They're just coming out of the woodwork on us. Oh crap. Vivian and Vasti were already bubbled, and those are the only people I hit with that bubble that I just cast. That was a mistake. Good news is I can do a lot of AoE in that area. Oh, I should do my my AoE pull to group them up. Probably pointless now. That's like the last guy in the fight. Fuck it, I'm casting it anyway. You can't tell me what to do. I should have been doing that at the beginning of the fight to draw them all into one spot so I could AoE them more efficiently. Oh well. You live and learn. There's definitely complications when you have to memorize all the move sets of 4 party members.
Were we just attacked by elves?
It seems this temple of Mythal is not deserted after all.
Perhaps these creatures are the reason few return from Arbor Wilds.
So we were attacked by elves. Interesting. So were those the surprise rogue types that were attacking me? It could have been, because we definitely were fighting Templars too along the way. So I wouldn't be too surprised if the elves were the sneaky rogues that went after me. Didn't get a good look at them. I was too busy trying to not die to them, so I didn't get to exactly take close looks to judge their race and class types. But I figure the Red Templars are these big brutish monster psycho creatures. So if like elegant and dexterous stabby types were showing up, relatively makes sense that they could have been elves. A chest here? Also more potions. I might avoid that though in case I could use it. Oh cool, a strong Bianca upgrade and a great dragon rune. Go for that. Folded note. Captain Lowen, I don't want grumbling in the lower ranks that our Lord Corypheus handpicked Grey Wardens to be part of his honor guard over his Templars. Our charge is not to understand his will, it is only to obey it. Besides, our master's still sore he lost all but a few dozen enslaved Grey Wardens to the Inquisitor at Adamant. If your soldiers are smart, they'll keep quiet about it. Lieutenant Keldon. So, wow. That surprising amount of sort of humanization of Corypheus to be like, yeah, he's basically butthurt right now, so you should not make him angry. His anus is just swollen from the amount of butthurt that he has because he lost all of his Grey Wardens to the Inquisitor. Surprisingly petty feelings for someone who wants to be a god, but of course we know he's just some asshole who wants power, so I guess it makes sense.